One of the latest trends in finance today is investing money. As time goes on, more and more people are turning to cryptocurrency and blockchain tech as an alternative to traditional investments like stocks or bonds. However, for some people, this new form of wealth has come at a great cost. The criminal element of crypto trading is growing exponentially, with crimes ranging from identity theft to investment fraud. In the recent months, there has been an alarming trend of crimes committed in the world of cryptocurrency. Numerous cases of theft, fraud, and other crimes have been reported around the world. But never before have these crimes been so widespread as they are now. Luckily for you, Crypto Clipper, this video provides an alternative view of the $4 billion crypto criminal hiding out in Brazil story with an in-depth analysis that goes beyond the headlines, who, what, where, when, and gets right to the heart of the matter so you can understand how the story actually unfolded. Mining Capital Coin's CEO has been charged with a $62 million investment fraud scheme. Capucci operated a fraudulent investment scheme and did not use investors' funds to mine new cryptocurrency, as promised, but instead diverted the funds to cryptocurrency wallets under his control, the DOJ stated. The U.S. Department of Justice, or DOJ, has charged Louis Capucci, the CEO and co-founder of crypto mining and investment platform Mining Capital Coin (MCC), with supposedly orchestrating a $62 million global investment fraud conspiracy. In a connection with various allegedly fraudulent operations run via MCC, the DOJ has charged Capucci with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to commit securities fraud, and conspiracy to engage in international money laundering. He risks a maximum prison sentence of 45 years if convicted. Capucci, along with unnamed co-conspirators, is accused of deceiving investors about the profit-bearing potential of MCC mining packages and a native token called Capital Coin, which is backed by the world's largest cryptocurrency mining operation, according to the DOJ's indictment. Capucci allegedly promised significant income and guaranteed returns by using investors' money to mine new cryptocurrencies as part of the mining packages, but allegedly failed to deliver. As alleged in the indictment, however, Capucci operated a fraudulent investment scheme and did not use investors' funds to mine new cryptocurrency as promised, but instead diverted the funds to cryptocurrency wallets under his control. Capucci is also accused of peddling shady MCC trading bots that could execute thousands of trades per second and create daily returns for investments, or ROI. However, as with the mining packages, Capucci allegedly executed an investment fraud scheme with the trading bots, not as he promised, employing MCC trading bots to produce money for investors, but instead diverting the funds to himself and co-conspirators, according to the DOJ indictment. In addition, the MCC CEO and co-founder allegedly used a multi-level marketing system to recruit MCC promoters and affiliates. Capucci is claimed to have promised anything from Apple Watches and iPads to expensive vehicles such as Lamborghini, Porsche, and even his own personal Ferrari in exchange for enticing investors into the MCC ecosystem. Capucci further concealed the location and control of the fraud proceeds obtained from investors by laundering the funds internationally through various foreign-based cryptocurrency exchanges. The indictment by the Department of Justice was also issued on the same day as the US MCC co-founder Emerson Pyers Capucci and two organizations controlled by Capucci, CBTL Coin Corp and BitChain Exchanges, were charged with fraud by the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. MCC, Capucci, and Pyers offered mining packages to 65,535 investors worldwide and guaranteed daily profits of 1% paid weekly over the course of a year, according to SEC's lawsuit. According to the SEC, investors were promised Bitcoin profits at first, or BTC. This was later changed to MCC's Capital Coin, which could only be redeemed on a Bitcoin, a fake crypto asset trading website Capucci established and maintained. Users were only given the option of purchasing another mining package or forfeiting their monies when it came time to withdraw their funds. According to the SEC, Pires and Capucci made at least $8.1 million in mining package sales and $3.2 million in initiation fees. As the lawsuit says, Capucci and Pires exploited investor monies to fund a luxury lifestyle, including purchasing Lamborghinis, boats, and real estate. A stated, Chief of the SEC Enforcement Division Crypto Assets and Cyber Unit, Christina Littman. Last month, the District Court for the Southern District of Florida granted a temporary restraining order and an order freezing the defendant's assets, according to the SEC. Inside the flamboyant life of a wannabe crypto kingpin. Luis Capucci was known by those who knew him as a great spender. Capucci had it all: luxury automobiles, stylish clothes, and beachfront house. Capucci, or Junior, as he liked to be called, was always buying when you went out to eat. Kathleen Capucci, his daughter-in-law, remembers going shopping with Capucci and him offering to pay for everything she ever wanted. He brought out his phone and showed her a bank account he held $4 billion when she hesitated, she claims. He advised, "Don't worry about it, I got it." Capucci wasn't always that prosperous. He claims to have spent a time of his life homeless in frigid temperatures and promotional materials for his business, although records show he filed for bankruptcy as recent as 2008. With the rise of cryptocurrency, however, everything changed. Capucci, according to family members, was an early adopter of Bitcoin and later started his own Bitcoin mining company. Capucci was able to purchase a home outside of West Palm Beach, Florida, thanks to his company Mining Capital Coin, MCC. When his third wife became pregnant in 2020, he had 2 Ferraris and a Lamborghini discharge blue smoke out of their exhaust pipes to disclose the gender. A ball pit and a real giraffe were part of the baby's first birthday celebration. His family members were skeptical of his extravagant shows of wealth. "I used to say to Junior, 'When is the money going to stop?'" recalled his daughter-in-law. "It never happened. I'm not sure how." Federal investigators, it turned out, were wondering the same thing. The 44-year-old is now the subject of 2 federal investigations and is fleeing to Brazil. Capucci established his company in 2017 with an intriguing promise: invest at least $125 now and get a guaranteed 1% return every day from then on, according to a lawsuit just filed in federal court in Florida. For example, someone who invested $10,000 could receive weekly returns of $700, payable anytime they wanted. The earnings, according to Capucci, come from the cryptocurrency and regular stock trading, as well as Bitcoin mining, the time-consuming computer operation required to harvest the world's most precious cryptocurrency. Capucci allegedly sold shares in the company in packages ranging from $125 for the bronze to $1.2 million for the MVP Royal, according to the complaint. After buying in, investors were encouraged to act as sponsors, bringing in new investors to share in their profits. Sponsors would receive 10% of any package purchased by a new investor, as well as other incentives such as iPads, Apple Watches, or a Porsche Cayenne for really large accounts. Despite his flamboyance, Capucci worked hard to give his company an authoritative look. He claimed to have studied computer science at Harvard and worked for the FBI for 8 years in promotional materials and speeches mentioned by prosecutors. He allegedly told potential investors that his company had cooperated with the Clinton Foundation and the World Bank, with the latter assisting them in obtaining funding for environmentally friendly power producers. Most notably, the complaint claims that Capucci assured investors they could cash in their profits whenever they wished. All customers had to do was open an account with BitChain, a crypto trading platform, and request their earnings from the company's back office, after which MCC would transfer the funds to their Bitcoin wallet in Bitcoin, which the investor could then sell for cash or keep for future sales. According to the complaint and indictment, Capucci and Pyers attached at least 65,535 investors who deposited a total of $62 million in the business. The founders were handsomely compensated with incomes ranging from $5,000 to $20,000 per month in Bitcoin. According to court filings, Capucci purchased 2 Ferraris, a Lamborghini, a Mercedes, a yacht, and $10,000 worth of clothing from Louis Vuitton, Salvatore Ferragamo, and Gucci during the company's operation. Pyers apparently purchased his own Lamborghini, as well as a Harley-Davidson, Mercedes, and Land Rover. However, the system began to show weakness as time passed, according to the complaint. Investors who wanted to withdraw funds were told they had to do it in CPTL coin, a cryptocurrency created by Capucci. CPTL coin was listed on BitChain for $2.43 a coin, and Capucci predicted it would rise even higher since he had secured deals with major hotels and casinos to accept it and was set to launch an online mall that solely dealt in CPTL coin. He said in a video provided to investors that the currency's value will climb tenfold in the next year, guaranteed. Investors informed investigators that when they tried to cash out their CPTL coin, they were met with continuous hurdles and delays. Capucci attributed the delays to BitChain issues, telling investors at one point that the company was a little bit slow with transfer and withdrawals because it was building new interfaces. Later, the company published a BitChain COVID-19 notice on its website, attributing the delays to the pandemic. Capucci's life at home, meanwhile, was falling apart. He divorced his second wife, a Brazilian woman with whom he had one child, in 2019. Capucci was sued in St. Lucie County Court that same year for failing to repay the majority of $11,000 loan he took out in 2015, according to court documents obtained by the Daily Beast and affidavits from SEC investigators, and was ordered to pay another $25,127 for failing to pay rent on a different business. His ex-wife claimed that next year he had failed to pay their mortgage as stipulated in their divorce agreement. When asked why he stopped paying the mortgage in a deposition, he said, "Because I didn't want to pay it, so I didn't." Kathleen Capucci admitted that she had always been wary about her father-in-business law's dealings. He seemed to hire only family members or gorgeous young women whose entire job seems to be confirming images of possible new investors. He did mention owning a Bitcoin mining machine, she claims, but when he tried to use it, the energy demand was so high that the entire building complex power was cut down. "I was continuously asking Junior, 'What's the catch?' She explained. "There's no catch," he said. "The people just give me their money and I'll deliver it to them afterwards." "Have you ever seen Wolf of Wall Street?" she continued. "That's very much how it sounds." The federal government appeared to have concurred. The Securities and Exchange Commission filed a 25-page lawsuit against Capucci and Pyers on April 7, accusing them of operating a phony firm that deceived investors. After 3 weeks, the U.S. Capucci was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, securities fraud, and international money laundering by the Southern District of Florida District Court. The corporation Capucci advertised to his tens of thousands of investors was practically worthless, according to documentation in both the trials. In Iceland, there were no mining machines, trade robots, or operation. Capucci's company had never partnered with the Clinton Foundation or the World Bank. Paris informed investigators that the company never functioned in the United States, according to an affidavit filed in the SEC lawsuit. MCC was a Potemkin town for the digital age, according to SEC attorneys. Capucci's cryptocurrency Capital Coin, which he reportedly pushed his investors to accept as payment, was also practically worthless, with a value of less than a penny. Worse, Capucci himself owned BitChain, the trading platform he had forced them all to sign up for and then blamed for the delays in cashing out. Capucci's registered BitChain's website himself, according to domain registration records, and subsequently paid to make the registration secret. According to the SEC complaint, internal corporate documentation designate him as the company's CEO. Capucci never applied to trade his currency on a reputable platform, and he never entered into agreements with casinos, hotels, or an e-commerce mall. In short, no investor, or anybody for that matter, has ever successfully withdrawn, sold, exchanged, or otherwise utilized their CBTL. The SEC lawyers stated. During the period MCC was operating, the SEC claims Capucci earned $18.5 million in crypto assets, which he distributed between dozens of different digital wallets, 6 different bank accounts, and 2 PayPal accounts. He was also accused of running bank accounts in the names of numerous of his other 17 businesses, including one situated overseas. Capucci began closing bank accounts and dumping his assets shortly after the agency filed subpoenas in their probe, according to investigators, selling at least 2 houses, 1 automobile, and a 42-foot yacht. Paris and Capucci refused to testify when the SEC served them in June of last year, citing their Fifth Amendment rights. Since then, both men have escaped to Brazil. The SEC case will have an evidentiary hearing on May 12. The criminal case will not have a trial date set. Capucci and Paris' assets have been blocked and their passports have been seized, according to SEC attorneys. Capucci's lawyer claimed he vehemently denies the charges but declined to elaborate. Paris' lawyer isn't listed in court filings and his phone number was disconnected. Emails and a request for comment delivered through a family member went unanswered. Kathleen Capucci, for one, said the news of her father and legal law's woes didn't surprise her. Junior is a very proud and egotistical man, she explained. He is just concerned with himself and believes that money is the only thing that matters in this world. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear someone is writing something about him, she remarked after a brief pause. And that's it for this video, Crypto Clipper. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. You can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!